Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Matters of the Heart and Soul podcast. My name is Janie, one of your hosts, and welcome to a new podcast episode. So, we have been talking a lot about healing over the last several episodes, and we are going to continue with that. On this episode, I want to talk about some real practical simple ways that you could do some holistic um, practices at home for wholeness and wellness. Okay. And when I use the word wholeness, I'm speaking of the whole body. All right. In mind, in body, in emotions, and in spirit. So the entire body. I think when we think of health, we only consider the body, all right? We only consider physical health, but that is actually very, very limiting. And truthfully, most times, once an ailment physically manifests in the body, it has already started in the mental emotional realm. Okay. So when it's an actual physical ailment, it has actually gone on too long in the mental emotional, and now it's manifesting itself on the physical. And I want to say, and I'm going to go ahead and say that not all physical ailments, okay? I'm not saying that all physical things that occur has a spiritual or a mental or emotional attachment to it. However, across the board in divine law and according to universal principles, things that are going to manifest on the physical realm first starts in the mental spiritual realm. Okay. So I don't think that any type of ailment physically is any different than that. All right. And I know that is a different way of thinking, and it does take us stretching our minds a little bit because it's very different than what we've been taught. It's very different than what we hear. Okay. But I have been in the medical field 20 plus years, and there's just so many things that we could do on our own to promote health and to prevent issues from arising. And this is what this podcast is about. So I just want to give some practical ways in those layers, in the mental, in the physical, and in the emotional and spiritual, and that you could start doing in your everyday life. And when we say practice, practice means you don't do it one time. It is a practice. It is what you do all the time. It is your lifestyle. It is a part of how you live and how you think and how you are. So it's a part of your being. It's a part of who you are. And I think we are seeing a lot of changes in healthcare right now. We're seeing a lot. And I think that is so important that we understand how to maintain ourselves in a very holistic way. I think the creator gave us the earth so that we could get everything we need here in the earth. So it's important that we use those resources and we understand that we have that available to us before we start doing things that we can't turn around, that we can't reverse, okay? Such as surgeries and things, and removing things out the body and moving things in the body that cannot be reversed. Okay. Our bodies were created a certain way, and it actually works very, very, very well, just the way it is. I just think we have to know how to cultivate it, how to take care of it. All right. From a very holistic way. So, I want to talk about wholeness, like I said, as the whole person, the whole body, okay? Not just your physical body, but everything that your entire wellness is. And that's what true wellness is. It is about taking care of your body in all layers, all dimensions, all of that, okay? So, let's talk about practices for the mind. All right. Very simple, very easy, practical things that you could start incorporating in your daily life. First of all, practice mindfulness. Okay. And what do I mean by practicing mindfulness? It is literally meaning that you In every moment, you are aware of what you're doing. A lot of us are unaware. So let me give you an example. Let's say you wake up and you eat the same apple, you drink the same orange juice, and you take the exact same route to work. All right. It's like this, it's like clockwork. You're not thinking about it. It's just what you do because it's a habit and it's what you've always done. So you don't have to be mindful of that. All right. You have to stop and be mindful. And sometimes the things we're doing is because we've always done it and it's actually not helping us. It's actually hindering us or it's harming us, right? So be mindful, pay attention to what you're doing, all right? Be mindful. Don't just go about driving in your car, going in the store, eating at the same time, eating the same foods, doing the same things, sitting at home, sitting on the couch, watching the same shows, and you're not thinking about it because it's nothing but a routine to you. You are actually like a computer and you're running that same old program. So be mindful because then you could stop habits that, that is not suiting you. For example, you may come home from work again and you like to fix you that drink because that alcoholic drink relaxes you in the evening. You don't think about it, it's just what you do. And now it's 7 days a week and you're having that same alcoholic drink in the evening, right? But you're not thinking about it. You're not realizing that you're running a program. Be mindful. You may not need that drink, right? You may not even want the drink, but it's a part of your habits. Be mindful. You don't may not need the drink. Okay. So also monitor your daily thoughts. Pay attention to what you're thinking every day. Pay attention to what you're thinking. And that requires you slowing down. Pay attention to the words that you use. Do you cuss a lot? All right. Do you speak negative a lot? All right. Are you always speaking about other people? Right. And I'm not judging this. I'm just saying be mindful and monitor this every day. All right. Are the thoughts you're having, are they helping you? Or are they harming you? Are the words you're speaking about yourself and others and putting out into the ether and the environment and the universe, is it helping you or is it harming you? Okay. Be mindful. All right. What is your wake up routine? When you wake up, do you take a minute to open up your eyes and to be grateful or to say a prayer? Or do you jump out of bed and keep going? Do you even give yourself enough time to wake up? Right? Or do you set an alarm at the very last minute? You give yourself 30 minutes to get up, get dressed, get out the door. Right? Do you have a morning routine? Okay. What about your sleep routine? Are you having, are you using a lot of electronics? Is your telephone or the iPad or is the TV on blast at night? Do you have a lot of lights, right? Are you actually sleeping? You are feeling rested when you wake up, okay? This all plays a part in your mental health, okay? So again, I'm saying very basic things that you can put into practice to make sure that you're whole and you're well. And we're talking about the mind, okay? How do you process your emotions? Do you actually process your emotions? Or do you not? Do you don't like any emotions? Do you not even like thinking about emotions? Do you even feel emotions? Have you even thought about it? These are all things that you have to be aware of for the mental health, okay? For the mind, okay? Um, I just want to say, I did a podcast with this young lady named Maria Holmstrom, and it was all about emotions. And one of the things Maria said was, our emotions are messengers. And I totally agree. Are you processing the emotions and then are you paying attention to the messages that your emotions are giving you? Okay. There's a wide range of emotions. Are you feeling any of them? Are you feeling one way too much? Like, are you staying in anger way too much? Are you in unforgiveness? Are you in regret? Right? So pay attention to your emotions. Okay. Know how to process them, know how to actually feel them, let them come through you, but then let them pass. Because we also can't dwell in emotions as well. That's why I call it mastering it. All right. You gotta know what the emotion is. You gotta feel the emotion. You gotta allow it to come through your body. Then you have to allow it to pass. Right. Mastering all of that. So those are all keys for the mind. Okay. And we're talking about mind, body, spirit for complete wholeness. And I'm giving you practical tools, practices that you should implement every day as a practice, as a way of life for complete wholeness as the whole body so that you're in balance. Okay. Because wholeness is about being balanced in all areas of our life, not just one or two, because if we put all of our energy into one area, other areas will suffer. Okay? So, moving on to the body, all right? The body is important, right? It's our vessel. It holds our emotions, it holds our spirit, it holds our consciousness, which is our mind that I just finished talking about. So the body is very important, right? So are you even connected to your body? Do you know what signs and symptoms your body give you when you are tired or when you're fatigued, when you're hungry, when you need to sleep? Are you connected in that way? If you are a woman, do you understand your body during the phases of your menstrual cycle? Do you know when you're premenstrual? Do you know when you're ovulating? Do you know when you're low on certain nutrients? Because menstrual cycle, you could lose a lot of blood and you could be low on iron. Okay. Are you connected to your body? All right. That is so important. Okay. A lot of people are not even connected. They're not even putting two and two together. You break out on a rat, you break out with a rash on your body and you ate dairy and you don't make that connection. That's because you're not paying attention to your body. All right. So pay attention, be connected to your body. Move your body. Okay. I'm not saying that you have to be in the gym every day. So you don't. Actually, overworking out is not healthy. It puts your body in stress mode and then you produce cortisol. And then that takes you down a whole nother rabbit hole. Okay. Because you're in fight or flight mode. And that is not good for the glands and the hormones in your body. Okay. So move your body, but don't overwork your body because you don't want to stress your body. Go out for walks, do strength training, do cardio, do those things, but in the correct balance. And that requires correct balance for your age. Okay. Also, if you're a man or a woman, right? Gender plays a role in that. Okay. Also depending on your physical strength ability. Okay. Everybody's at a different level. Okay. So move your body. Have a healthy diet. Diet is one of the simplest things that you can control as it relates to your physical body. All right. And not only that, the diet will actually play on the mental and the emotional and the spiritual. Okay. So your diet is so important. Okay. I am certified in weight management. This is what I do every day, all day. I help people get into balance with their weight. And when they do that, all other parts of their health actually come into alignment as well. But I don't necessarily subscribe to one particular diet. What I do recommend is a way of eating that is healthy, that is clean, that has a variety, okay? And that is going to work for you, your body type, your DNA, your genetics, okay? Everyone is different, okay? But you should have a healthy diet, all right? Lots of water, avoid sugary drink, all right? Avoid processed food, okay? Because your body doesn't know how to break down all the things that's put in these processed foods, okay? Avoid all the sugary foods as well, okay? Um, Also, know your elimination schedule and your elimination habits. And what I mean by elimination is your bowel movements. That's important. Eliminating toxins and waste out your body is important. You should know your regular bowel patterns, okay? You should know that. Do you have healthy bowel habits? Are you eliminating correctly? All right, that's so important. So important, okay? Prepare your food at home. Prepare your food at home because you have control over the oils, over the sugars, over the portion sizes, over the ingredients that you're cooking with. You can cook more whole foods at home using whole ingredients, right? Not only that, but when you are cooking and you're eating at home with your family, this also produces a chance to create loving environments. It's a chance to connect with your family. It's a chance to increase that mental and spiritual health with all the members of your family during food, right? And typically, when we cook at home and we're cooking for our family and we love that we're doing this for the health benefits of our family, we are cooking with love. So that energy that we're putting into our food is going into all the members of our family in a loving, healthy way. So they are getting that good vibe, loving energy within their cells as well. Okay. So prepare your food at home and eat it with your family in a loving environment, all right? In loving energy. That's so important. And that's so good for the body, okay? Um, I recommend get a yearly checkup. Go to your doctor, go to your healthcare provider and get a yearly checkup. You don't have to be at a doctor's office every 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 months. You don't have to do that. Especially if you put these things into practice, you really don't have to go but once a year. And I personally recommend going that once a year to get your blood work. See how things you could be feeling really good inside, but there could be some things that are quite out of balance, within your body with your electrolytes, with your vitamins, and minerals, okay? Because sometimes there's little things going on with us. Maybe we're fatigued or maybe we're having some aches and pains, and it's just that we have a deficiency in a vitamin or a mineral. Okay. And sometimes you don't know that unless you do the blood checks for it. Okay. So go get a checkup at least once a year. That's it. And you don't have to see us more than that unless there's an issue, right? Because I believe we're all humans. We're all self-advocates. I think that we could be self-governing. I think that we could also be self-governing with our health care and our health, right? I think we could do that. I think that just like everything else, we should be able to be responsible and take care of ourselves and the people we love and help each other in that way. All right. And keep disease down, period. And then we don't have these billions and billions of dollars that's going to healthcare costs. And a lot of it is chronic prescription medications. So if we could keep these chronic issues at bay and know how to prevent them through holistic treatment and things we could do at home in our lifestyle, right? Then we could prevent all of this from happening. Okay. So get that yearly checkup. That's all. And I think it's good because it's you can get preventative testing, right? There's at certain times and certain ages we grow, but we could age gracefully and beautifully and healthy as well, right? I think that's so important. But we could at those certain age, we just need to get our preventative testing and checkpoints, all right? That's it. Um, get out in nature. Nature is so important. I mean, it's good for natural vitamin D. It's good to unlock dormant DNA. It's good, just it's good spiritually. Get out in nature, get some sunlight, get outside. If you work indoors all day, you need to get outside. At any time you could work outside, work outside. If you could eat your lunch outside, eat your lunch outside. Okay. If you could wake up in the morning and at sunset, catch a sunrise and catch a sunset. Okay. Beautiful. It's so good for your mental health. It's so good for your spiritual health. And it's good for your physical health. Okay. Get out in nature, get some sun, go for a walk. All right. Nature teaches us so much. Everything outside in nature just is doing what it's supposed to do, right? A bird does what a bird's supposed to do. The bird is not trying to do what a fish is doing, right? I think as humans, we're always trying to do things that we don't really need to be doing. And that's why I think we could learn so much from nature. We can learn so much from nature. So get out in nature. It's a wonderful practice. Get outside every day. Even on the days that I am working inside of a clinic or an office, I go outside and eat my lunch. Even if I'm working from home, I go outside and I'll ground for 20, 15, 20 minutes where I'm putting my bare feet in the grass on the earth. Grounding, that's another very wonderful benefit for your physical health. All right. I have a whole podcast that explains the science of it, but the real dry and quick explanation of it is that it helps. There's natural electrons in the earth that will balance out the protons in your body. Okay, so that you can decrease inflammation, that things can be balanced in your body. Okay. That's real quick. There's a whole podcast I have on this podcast about grounding. You could check that out. But an amazing, easy, free health benefit. All right. Let's say you can't get outside. You can purchase a grounding mat. You can get them off Amazon, actually. You can get it off Amazon and you could sleep on a grounding mat. If you're at a desk like this, you could actually put your feet on the grounding mat. So you can ground while you're working and while you're inside as well. Okay. Very affordable way and very holistic way to keep inflammation down in the body. Okay. Um, I think that's all I have to say as far as the physical body. Let's move on to the spiritual body. Um, this is so important, okay, because I think spiritually, we should feel a connection to something deeper and something bigger than ourselves. Because if we don't, we will feel very lonely. We will feel very disconnected. All right. And that's when very low emotions like depression and suicide and anxiety and things like that will set in. Okay. And I think in order to prevent that, we have to constantly be checking our connection. All right. What is your overall happiness with your life? All right. I asked this question to people so that I could get an honest answer to it, because people will be like, I'm good. Things could be better. And then I hone in on that because we can truly live good, healthy, happy, joyful lives on all levels. Okay. We could do it. We could put these practices into place every day, but having a connection to something bigger than yourself is so important because it keeps you connected. Okay. So when you're evaluating that, do you have healthy and happy people in your life and relationships? Are you around people that genuinely and authentically love you for who you are? Are you surrounded by people that could care less who you are? Do you feel like you're surrounded by people who are using you? Do you feel like you're surrounded by people who don't see you for who you are and not for what you're possibly doing for them? But people that really get you to the core of who you are. Now, in order for people to get you at the core of who you are, you have to know who you are. So that spiritual health is having a connection with yourself. So that's why I said it's a deep connection with yourself, but also bigger than yourself. But everything starts with self. And a lot of ways you can connect to people and do things is first find your joy, find what really makes you happy, something that you would do regardless if you never got paid for it at all. You could do it every day, all day. That is what brings you joy. Okay. Tap into that because that's going to keep you going when things aren't so great, is that joy that's deep within you. And do those things, do all of those things, do things that bring you joy. I will say that sometimes people feel stuck because the things that bring them joy either don't make them money or, it doesn't pay the bills or it requires a major shift in their life in order to do it. But I will say to that is if you don't do what makes you joy, you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer in the end. Some people are able to find a happy medium, but I will tell you, do what brings you joy because and make the shifts in your life. Create the shifts because if you don't, you are going to suffer. Your spirit is going to suffer. Your mental health is going to suffer. Your body is going to suffer. Your entire wholeness and wellness will suffer because every day that you are doing something that you don't want to do, you're having those thoughts that you don't want to do it. Then you're starting to speak it out loud that you don't want to do it. This sucks. I hate this job. I hate the people I'm around. So you're going to start saying that, right? Then that energy starts to lodge in your physical body as well. So just like that, all of your wellness is on the verge of disease, just like that. And it's in the mental, it's in the body, and it's in the spirit, just like that. So spirit is very, very important. All right. Some of the things that I think we could all do, right, as a practice in maintaining that spirit is constantly staying connected to yourself, staying connected to who you are authentically, what brings you joy. All right. Also, do community service. Giving always feels good because it helps you not focus on the things that you don't have. So community service is a wonderful thing, right? Practice gratitude. Have some type of gratitude practice because it really puts things in perspective for you. Okay. Meditation is wonderful, right? Find a way to connect to yourself every single day. All right. If you have to take 5-10 minutes and do energy clearing, super easy on YouTube. I have some on this podcast. It literally takes 10 minutes to deep breathe and to clear stress and anxiety and things that's going on throughout your day out of your body, out of your mind, out of your spirit. All right. If we never cleanse out things, right? Eliminate, like I said, we're just taking in stuff and holding on to it, and nothing ever processes and gets out. Okay. So just like your body has to eliminate, so does your spirit. You have to eliminate things. All right. Are you in tune with your morals and your ethics and your beliefs? What do you believe? What are your beliefs? Some people don't even know what they truly believe, right? And then if you have strong beliefs, are some of these beliefs limiting you, right, to reaching wholeness? Is it limiting you? Can you make a shift in your beliefs? Are you open to growing your beliefs, right? Changing those. All of those things help to cultivate a healthy spirit, right? And I like to say, spirit is the energy in what we're doing something. So we can't see the energy or the spirit, but how we treat others and how we make others feel is very much so felt, right? So it's in the spirit of how I operate in my life every day. Am I doing things in a very loving and accepting way, or am I controlling and manipulating? Okay. So the spirit is also in the energy of how we go about our everyday and how we interact with people as well. Okay. So that was a real quick and dirty on simple, easy, practical ways that you could start implementing in your life every day for true holistic wellness so that you could be optimally well and healthy, so that you don't have to be on prescription medication for the rest of your life. And for those that are currently on prescription medication, you don't have to stay there. All right. You can adapt a lifestyle change and get off medication. All right. Speak to your provider about, hey, before I do this, I really want to really get into a lifestyle change. But you have to be committed. Like, you have to have the desire to want and the will to want to live a happy, healthy, whole life. If that is not a part of your desire, you will not put forth the effort to do it. Okay. So, and I am more than 100% sure that any provider will be more than willing to work with you on that. Because believe it or not, healthcare providers want to see you healthy and happy. I'm not saying everyone operates that way, but I would say that most, all right. And in every industry, like I said, there's bad seeds. But I would say that most providers want you to be happy and healthy. Okay. They truly do. But I think that we're not teaching enough on how people can implement things every day, simple things in their life. You brush your teeth twice a day, maybe 3 times a day, right? Because of dental health, right? Prevention of cavities, prevention of gingivitis, prevention of tooth decay, right? You do that as a practice. So do all of this as a practice. Your entire body, your wholeness should be about implementing these things every day in your life. And I guarantee you, you will feel a shift in every area. All right. Mind, body, and spirit, healthy relationships, true joy, and true wellness. All right. And that's what I truly want to see for all my patients and my clients, right? And that's why I have a complete mind, body, spirit focus. And it's so important that you implement this for yourself, and then you teach your kids how to do it. Then we have healthy kids, that and the next generation will be healthy adults. And it goes on and on. And then so we're not passing disease. We're not saying, oh, diabetes runs in the family. We're saying health runs in our family. We're saying, joy and happiness runs in our family. That's what we're saying. So we just have to change the paradigm. We have to shift the way things have been going, right? Because heal people, heal other people, right? And that's where we have to start looking towards, right? Healing and truly living optimal lives. And why? Because it is our birthright. It is our birthright to live long, healthy, happy, joyous lives. All right. So that's all I have, guys. This has been another episode of Matters of the Heart and Soul podcast. My name is Janie Charlo, and I appreciate you guys as always. This podcast, all right, is inspired by love, relationships, spirituality, justice, culture, family, children, finances, freedom, personal growth, energy and vibrations, universal principles, health, education, masculine and feminine energies, music, and all things of the heart and soul. All right. This is how we connect our hearts with our minds for perfect alignment. I will catch you guys next time. And until then, stay well. All right. And stay healthy. Take care.